Come on, there's someone I want you to meet.
Hey, get up, we're going out.
What is it?
It's Britt on the road.
I think I want to hear this.
From the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo.
Oh, that's a nice combo.
And I love it.
You're on with Britt Bailey.
And away we go!
Finals Rodeo. Such a great time. And I am so excited. And I have Corey here with me from Cotton and Rye Outfitters. And I'm super excited because, Corey, one of those videos in that intro was a video that you taped for me with an interview.
Yes, I do remember that. What a good night that was.
That was. Cody Johnson has been a really good friend of yours for quite a long time. And with his recent win at the CMAs, how great was that to see him on TV there?
You know, it was super exciting. It definitely warmed my heart. I met Cody and his gorgeous wife, Brandy, years ago when I worked for Wrangler. And, you know, to see Cody talk about his passion behind music and what his driving force was, and to see him go from playing in small venues, bars, honky tonks, and then to see him win Song of the Year on CMAs. I mean, it was just amazing. And and to know that he did it his way is even more powerful than you know, that people can see that and know that he did it on his own terms.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that one was the night that he had not played Deer Rodeo for anybody, I think, other than his wife. And he was excited to play it for you because there was going to be the Wrangler luncheon or something like that the next day that he was performing at?
Yes. So for many years, I participated in the ladies PRCA luncheon at the South Point, and Brandy was always one of my go-to models to use. And that night that we sat down with Cody, and he said, "Hey, you know, wrote this song, would love to get your opinion on it." And he sang Deer Rodeo, and you know what a more fitting song to then come. And so, you know, I asked him if he would be willing to show up the next day. I knew he'd be there to watch Brandy. He's her biggest cheerleader anyway. And to come and just play that song for the audience. And he obliged and nailed it as usual. And, you know, one thing I want to say too is Trent Willman, who produced Till You Can't video, also a great friend. And so, yeah, just super, super proud of these guys and what they're doing out there for country music.
Yeah. And I love how Trent said that on there, you know, and exactly what you said. Cody did it his way. You know, he did it, you know, going through all of the paces and how long it took to get to there, and very, very cool on that. And so speaking of Wrangler, that was kind of where you got your start in fashion, but I'm guessing this probably didn't start with Wrangler. You probably have had a passion for fashion for a while.
Well, maybe a little something like that. I mean, you know, I definitely, you know, just from, you know, middle school and high school, just really enjoyed paying attention to what was going on, but didn't really dive into it so much until college. And I just happened to trip into a textile marketing class, and I guess caught the bug there, and was fortunate enough to have a very good friend's father work at Wrangler, and just said, "Hey, you know, if you ever get any internships, let me know." And got the phone call, and that was my career for almost 20 years. And definitely set the tone for stepping out into my own path.
Well, and speaking of that, Cotton and Rye Outfitters, this is your own path. This is your own brand. And it has been absolutely taking off. I have been so lucky to be able to meet you through Wrangler initially, and then be able to continue our friendship over these years and watch your business grow has just been so fantastic. And even getting in on your first photo shoot was so much fun.
Yes. You have been such an excellent cheerleader for me. I can't thank you enough, because I tell you what, when you decide to take that step out in faith and kind of, even though you know a little bit and have the know-how or the contacts or whatever it's going to be, it's still always a scary step out in faith sometimes. But when you have good friends and the community, especially in Western and this industry, really they have supported this venture more than I ever could have expected.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I'm going to pop on over here real quick to show people your website. Not your website. Oh, well, no, this is your website because, well, it's your clothing.
It is,
on
yes.
Country Outfitter.
Yes, yes.
I was like, wait a second.
I was like, those look very familiar.
Yes.
So,
and that blue
yeah.
shirt that's right there, that blue sweater, looks very similar to that orange one that you have on right now.
Yes, that is, we launched kids wear this past fall. So that is one of our kids' signature sweaters right there. Sweaters have definitely been our bread and butter, but we release 2 lines a year, spring and fall. And now we have branched out into full lifestyle Western wear. So we have men's, women's, and children now. And then never know what we might expand to in the future.
Yeah. Well, and I have to say, this is just a portion of what you have on your full website. And these outfits are just fantastic. And I know you have been in this industry for a long time, and you have such a unique view on the country lifestyle. And it's so crazy to me because I remember getting a pair of pants from you. Gosh, I think it was maybe 4 or 5 years ago, even probably longer than that. And they were the stretchy with the bell-bottomy pants. And I'm like, nobody was wearing those at that time. And I was still wearing them. And I'm like, now that's all everybody's wearing. You're so fashion forward with this. I just absolutely love it.
Yes, sometimes it's you want to sit there and say, okay, I'm going to look at my, magic 8-ball and shake it and see what my sources say yes. And, and sometimes you can take the risk and be a little too early to the game. But, I will say with, definitely the momentum of social media, with influencers, with people in the market, we definitely trends for sure catch on faster now versus taking a little longer, because sometimes our industry in the past was a little longer to step out into some trends. Because they start on the coastlines, New York and LA, start kind of doing the predictions of the trends, and then they eventually trickle into middle America. But again, with the power of social media and the internet, the game is for anybody now.
Yeah. Well, speaking of social media, you are on Facebook, you are on Instagram, and I love that the stuff that you do. Now, people can get your clothing pretty much anywhere. You've got Boot Barn, you've got Country Outfitter, you've got a lot of boutiques as well. But I know we have a lot of people that own boutiques and stores also, and they can find your products in different locations as well.
Yes, absolutely. So we have been very fortunate to have a nice presence in the larger retail chains. They have been very supportive as well as farm and home stores, mom and pops, boutiques, some that are brick and mortar, some are just online. But, at the end of the day, it takes everyone to help build a brand. And I love all of the retailers and their support. And yes, I mean, if you are a boutique owner or a retailer who would like to open up Cotton and Rye Outfitters, you can find my contact information on the Instagram page. And then also we are present at most of the apparel markets that go on, specifically in Dallas. And so, yes, we welcome retailers, because as we want to grow the brand, we want to offer the right product for your consumer. Yeah.
Well, and I have to say, me, I am definitely a mug person, and I absolutely love these Cotton and Rye Outfitters mugs. I have used mine since I got mine out in Dallas or Denver market. Many years ago? And these are just such cool mugs for, I'm part of that.
Well, as I'm drinking out of a mug right now, yes.
Yes.
We definitely have the affinity for coffee.
Yes.
It is for sure what keeps us going. And yeah, so yeah, mugs are kind of my thing. So
Yeah.
had to have those to represent the brand as well.
Yeah, and you also have. I was shocked when I went to Denver Market how long ago that you had pillows as well, and that was
We
so
did,
cool.
and that is one thing, we still have some pillows available
Mhm.
for wholesale retail, and they are made in the USA. That was the one thing, even with thinking of the brand, and to come up, people ask me, how did you come up with Cotton and Rye Outfitters as your brand name? And I sat around for basically a week and just wrote down words that meant something, that felt like they were tied to the industry. And both Cotton and Rye are rooted and have strong roots, but then they both produce something that people really enjoy. Be if it's fabrication or bourbon or whiskey or whatever.
Right.
Also very helpful.
Very helpful
in,
when starting new
in
businesses.
yes, in the industry. And
Yes.
but the one thing too is always having I know it's gotten a lot harder over the last several decades, but having something made in the USA was very important. And so our home goods are made in the USA. They are actually from local cotton, Mississippi, and they are Mississippi made. So we can say made in the USA.
Yeah,
On some things, which is always nice because,
definitely.
God, country, family, and that's pretty much how it
Amen.
works.
Amen. Well, and looking here, I see that there is a new possible look. Tell me what's going on with this new
Oh, yes.
space.
So exciting for January market, as most people in the Western industry know, especially from the retailer side of things. The Western and English Sales Association market kicks off in January, and that's kind of the kickoff to the year. The Western industry knows how to do it right. We blow it up at the end of the year with NFR, and then we kick it off big in January. So
Right?
I will be having a new showroom location
Mhm.
at the Dallas Market Center on the 14th floor, and you will be able to find Cotton and Rye Outfitters alongside Rodeo Hippie, which she
Oh,
is,
nice.
great friend, another fun brand that's out there, and with Gone Ropin' brand. So you get kind of a trifecta in one location, makes it real
Oh, yeah,
easy, one-stop shopping and for our
definitely.
retailers. And if you're not a retailer and you're just there at market, come and hang out. We're going to have some fun things going on in the showroom.
Awesome. Well, and speaking of fun things, speaking of NFR, you are going to be doing some styling when you're out there, which I definitely want to get in on that because I've decided that all I need to do is I just need to be like, okay, Corey, dress me.
Yes. Well, hey, it depends on how the night before went, on how you're going to look the next day. No, I'm just kidding. But yes,
Kidding, but not kidding.
kidding, not
NFR is
kidding.
what.
It is NFR. But you know what? That's the beauty of Vegas. Anything
Yes.
goes all day long. So, yes, I will be doing a styling segment out at Mandalay Bay, and very excited to put some looks together with Cotton and Rye Outfitters, with how the looks can transition from day, night, going out, all the different wearing occasions for the consumers. And then there will be plenty of places throughout all the shopping venues that you will be able to find the product. So yeah, definitely
Yeah.
come out and join us, and let me know what you think.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and speaking of styling and going back to a little bit with Cody Johnson and country music, I know Gwen Stefani ended up wearing one of your shirts and it blew up on social media. And but I think if I remember right, didn't Cody's wife wear that prior to?
Brandy was the first
Yeah.
one to wear that top. Yes, she is the OG on repping Cotton and Rye Outfitters at some country music concerts. So yes, Brandy, we have a kind of a signature print in the line now, our Buckaroo Betty shirt, and Brandy was the first one. She wore it at NFR when it was in Fort Worth a couple of years ago, and
Oh,
then
sure.
much to my shock, this over the summer, Gwen Stefani wore it at one of Blake Shelton's concerts in Henrietta, Oklahoma. So that was a nice little surprise popping up in the old tags on Instagram that day. So needless to say, that shirt is now available in little girls and in infant and toddler. We're taking
awesome.
The whole family can wear it now.
There you go. There you go. Well, Corey, I can't thank you enough for hopping on here with me. And I know you are going to be here in just a day or so. You're going to be here at NFR. And the neat thing is that when you said something that you were going to be here, not only just to do NFR in general, but you're going to be stopping into those boutiques and the places that purchase your product. And to me, I just think that that is so cool for one, having so many products made in the USA, but for two, being that person that is on a larger scale for creating clothing and then being right there, being personable with your people that are purchasing it and hearing the feedback from consumers as well.
Well, 100%. At the end of the day, the reason I do this is because of relationships within the industry. I love this lifestyle, and it's the passion around this lifestyle that is my why. If it weren't for these consumers and these people supporting this, what's it worth? It's not about that for me. It was the heartstrings to the industry that made me take the jump. And like I said, if it's a Boot Barn, if it's a Cavender's, if it's a Murdoch's, or if it's my, moms out there who are also raising horses and babies and they're running their boutiques. And, if it's family, husband and wife having their small shop in Northern California, I mean, they're catering to their customer and the people who are willing to spend their hard-earned money in their stores. And I want to make sure that I'm giving them exactly what they need for a customer, because once that customer comes in, that dollar is more important than ever now, as we all know. And I want them to make sure if they're purchasing a Cotton and Rye product that they're walking out happy.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of the small stores, not so small, right here in Iowa, we have the Western Edge that has pulled in your line as well. So people can get it right here, North Iowa, and Southern Minnesotans can always drive down to Humboldt and Ames, and even in Oklahoma is the Western Edge. So all across here, the Midwest, which is
they will have definitely some new styles coming in early in the year for spring. And so I'm excited to see it hit the floor.
Yeah, definitely. Well, again, Corey, I can't wait for you to get out here to Vegas, and I can't wait to see all of the new products that you have out on the floors here at NFR, and then also coming out in the spring. Thank you so much for joining me.
You're welcome. Here. Yes, I'm packing my bags, so I can't wait to see you.
All right, sounds good.
All right, thanks, Brett.
That was another On the Road exclusive with Britt Bailey.
Now that's what I call country.
You guys are so much fun.
It's just who we are.
Bring on the country.
That's what we do.
On location at the National Finals Rodeo.